And you mentioned a player earlier on, Tony. There, I'd like to touch on. What was Gary Speed like as a person?
Speedo, wow, what a fantastic lad he was. He was a little bit younger than me. Him and Bats were like the deadly duo. Those two, they were they were brilliant. It was great to see them just enjoy life so much. They gave us, everyone else around them, energy. It was brilliant. But Speedo, I was really fortunate because he played in front of me, and we worked together on that pitch, and I could not have dreamt for anyone better to play with, to work together. And there's little groups all around the pitch. Obviously, the back four, it's important. The midfield four is important, but then you imagine Sterling and Strachan getting that understanding on the right. It was important for me on the left, and mine was Speedo. And I was lucky because Speedo could do everything. He could do anything that he wanted. He could, in the air, it was incredible. He could leap like a salmon. He could volley with left or right. He could dribble. He could tackle. He could run all day. He was just wonderful. And above all, all the talent you got, you have to apply it in the right way. And he would listen, and we'd always talk. And if I'm shouting him instructions, and bang, it's done. There was never any moaning or arguing or he's not going to do it or whatever. He always did it for the best of the side, as I was trying to as well. But it was a dream to play with, and such a lovely young lad who had an appetite to learn and get better, and he had a way about him that he never realized actually how good he was. He was one heck of a player, but he always was trying to get better, and that's a wonderful level-headed attitude to have. I think that's the way I thought as well. We wanted to improve and listen, and that's what he was like. So to play with him was easy. My God, it was easy. It was an absolute blessing, and for then his career to go on as it did was no surprise to me. Everywhere he went, he was absolutely loved, and he was a wonderful talent in that midfield four. I think the only huge and great surprise to me, obviously, was what happened in the end to Gary, because if you told me at the time and gave me a list of all the players that I'd played with, who do you think would most likely to come across that situation, Speedo would be at the opposite end, because he just seemed such a level-headed and well-rounded guy. And I think obviously now we understand about mental health and things so much more, and football is the worst environment, for that, in that we're all big macho guys and hiding everything. But I got to say, Speedo was a wonderful guy on and off the pitch, and I never come across better. Simple as that.